To access a complete list of invoices or to create a new invoice, go to Customers from the main menu at the top, and then select Invoice Sale Credit Estimate List. From within the list, right-click and select New Invoice. When creating your invoice, select the customer that the invoice is being created for. Select a department or leave the default department that's populated based off the customer. Select your terms or use the default terms that were assigned to the customer. The invoice date will automatically populate with the current day's date that you created the invoice. The invoice number will automatically be generated by Total Office Manager. The due date will populate based off of your terms and the date that you created the invoice. Enter in an internal memo for information that you need to know within the office. Enter a purchase order if there are any purchase orders for the invoice that you're creating. Select a service agreement if you're creating an invoice for work that was performed that was covered under a service agreement. Select a tax code or a sales tax item if you are responsible for charging sales tax on this transaction. You can select a work ship date if the work order date is different from the invoice, a work ship method, a markup method, a sales rep, your marketing source, and a customer message. The bill to address and work address information automatically populate based off of what was set up in the customer job account. You also have preferences to select exactly what names display in line 1 and the attention line. You can also click the drop-down to use the contact, company name, or display name. If the work address is different, simply type directly over the work address here, or change the information in the customer job account. When you're ready to create your invoice, click the drop-down to select the item, or begin typing in the number name. The quantity of each item is listed here. If you've sold more than a quantity of one, simply change the quantity. The cost each will populate based off of the item's cost. The total cost will show you the total cost if the quantity is greater than 1. If the item is serialized or inventory, select the warehouse that that item belongs in. The price each will be listed if the item was set up with a price each, and the total amount will be listed if there is a quantity greater than 1. The amount is the retail price that you are charging the customer. Select a different tax item or leave the tax item that is auto-populated based off the customer job account. Select your tax code to decipher whether or not the tax is taxable or not. The item's description will auto-populate within the description field. You can also directly type into this field to change the information that's displayed here. When dealing with serialized inventory, select the serial number that you have sold to that customer. If you wish to delete an item that you did not mean to select, simply click the red X. If you are performing services on a piece of equipment, select the piece of equipment here to track that work was performed on that piece of equipment. If the department is different for a specific item that you have sold to the customer, simply click the drop-down and change the department here. You will see the total amount due for this invoice, the customer's total account balance, the invoice total, and the sales tax total. When you've completed filling out the invoice, click Save. Or to save and close the invoice, click Save and Close. As you can see, I have sold a piece of serialized inventory. Total Office Manager is asking me if I would automatically like to create a piece of equipment for this customer. When clicking Yes, Total Office Manager shows me the customer equipment entry. I can edit this now, or I can go ahead and close out and look at it later. When you're ready to print your invoice, go to Menu, Print Email Setup. If you are printing an invoice for the first time, go through Total Office Manager's available styles and see which one suits you best. Click Preview to see what that invoice looks like. Once you've completed going through the additional options on the Invoice Print Setup form, click the Print button to proceed with printing. You can also set up a preference to automatically check that the Total Office Manager's invoice is marked to be printed. When this option is selected, Total Office Manager stores all invoices created to a queue for printing at a later time. Simply click Save and Close to exit out of the invoice. Go to File, Printing, Print Forms, Invoices. Select the AR account that you use. Select all of the invoices that you would like to print, and then click OK to proceed with printing. Once you have all of your print options set the way that you would like, make sure to click the Save as My Preferences button, so Total Office Manager can remember your options for every invoice that you print. For more information about creating invoices, click F1 and read the help topic on Invoices.